Hi guys. How are you doing? Just waiting to make sure that I've gone live, see if anybody is around. Are we live? I'll be there. Anybody here? So as you guys come and let me know that you're here, if you join me, would be really great to see you all. I'm just trying to make sure I get you on here so I can see any comments as they go. Someone give me a wave. Is anybody there yet? Let's have a look. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I'm just good. I've got the volume down on here so I can make sure I can keep an eye on what's what and if anybody asks me any questions. So if anybody has any questions as we go today, please. Oh, hi Claire. Nice to see you, sweet. So yeah, I've got a couple of you, so that's lovely. Nice to see you guys. So I haven't been on for a while, so I did sort of jump in at the last minute and decide that I was going to do this. I've got a bit of a gap. Someone had gave me a cancellation, so I thought I would make use of it. Now the light in here is pretty terrible. I apologise for that, but I've got no other options, so we're just going to have to make it work. But the reason I'm here and doing this today is because I've had some conversations with people lately where the gist of the conversation has been consistency. So I am going to do a treatment on myself because I haven't done one for ages and I like doing them on live so people can see what they're like. And I'm long overdue. It's about time that I had one. And while I'm doing that, I will talk to you about consistency and why that's important. And that consistency is to do with home care products, in-clinic treatments, and your injectables. So your botox, your fillers, your skin boosters. So I'm going to get straight on with the treatment. So, because there's some bits that will take longer than others. I'm not expecting you to stick with me the whole time, but if you do and you've got any questions, please do ask. So there we go, there's my very attractive headband. I look like an egg like that, don't I? So I'm going to do this as I would do for anybody. It's a little bit more difficult to do on myself, but I'll see how I go. I'm trying to get the screen bigger, so because I have to use the screen as my my mirror, so I'm doing it all back to front. However, like I said, I'm going to do it as I would do it for a client. I'm going to get my towel and I'm going to do a peel today. So I do all sorts of treatments which I'll talk you through as we go on, but I'm going to do mine as a peel. I tend to do, for the last few treatments I think I've done online are more sort of facials, masks, more gentle ones. I'm actually going to do a full glow peel today. Alumier actually are phasing out the glow peel, which I think is a huge shame. I love the glow peel. It's a really brilliant peel, gives really good results. But when I found out they were discontinuing it, I bought loads of it. So I've got at least a year's worth of glow peel left. So I thought that would be sensible. Oh, I haven't checked, have I got an open one? Yes, I do. Not to be confused with the with Claire Williams Wow Fusion Glow Peel. I think they are slightly different, but equally fabulous. The Wow version of the Glow Peel is used as a standalone or as part of the Wow Facial. I wouldn't use this as part of a Wow Facial. It's a slightly different product. So I'm going to do a mask treatment first, and then the glow peel, the chemical peel itself. So I'm making sure I'm taking off all of my sunscreen. I don't generally tend to wear makeup, so the only tint that I've got on my face is sunscreen. And then just dry that off. With the Alumier products, I've got a few different options as the first layer for the treatment, and I was finding it hard to choose between them, and I found out recently I can actually blend two of them to use for this, so I'm really happy. So I've been doing that ever since, so I don't have to choose between my two favourite. I can just use both of them, which is fabulous. So I'm going to use a combination of enzyme retexturing treatment. This is a fruit enzyme peel, and I'm going to mix that with Aqua Infusion Mask. This is a really lovely deep hydrating treatment without being greasy. And I'm just going to put half and half together and mix those. And so this one will stay on for about 5 minutes. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to talk to you about why consistency is important. And then while I'm doing the peel, I'll talk to you about some of the treatments that we offer and the things that you can do, because the more things you layer, and I don't mean at any one given time, what I mean is treatments, products, injectables, the better long-term results you're going to get. So this is my combination of a mask treatment. So this is your enzyme peel with the Aqua Infusion mask. It's quite hard to do back to front. If I'm not speaking, it's because I'm trying to concentrate. I should have brought my mirror over as well, shouldn't I? I can't do and concentrate at the same time. Okay, there we go. So this just has a gentle, just a thin layer across both sides. All of these treatments can be used on kind of all parts of the body, really. I've done some back peels lately. You can use them on the hands. Sometimes if I'm a bit over enthusiastic with how much product I put out, I just use the rest on the client's hands, because it'll only get wasted otherwise. So this is just going to have a nice layer. It's a really lovely treatment. It shouldn't feel too zingy. It shouldn't feel, certainly not uncomfortable. And it's really lovely. And just as a standalone treatment, this is great. This would be one of my mask treatments on its own. If you were to look on my website, you'll see these have their own category. Right, I think I've just about done it without getting it in my eyes, or there we go. So that is enzyme peel and Aqua Infusion mask. So this is the first time I've done this as a combination on myself since I found out that you could. So I'll let you know how that feels. It feels like it's less zingy than normal. It shouldn't be too zingy, this one anyway. So that is on and ready for a few minutes. I'll just take note of the time. So the reason I'm here and the reason I'm talking to you is about consistency. Why is that important? I quite often have people come to me and say, what treatment can I have to do, blah? Well, the short answer is none of them. Not one treatment is going to do whatever thing it is you want it to do. It will help towards that thing, and you'll have a nice treatment and your skin will feel great for a few days. But no one treatment is going to do whatever thing it is that you want to resolve. Sometimes if you've just got dry skin and you need a boost, then yes, absolutely, a nice mask treatment or a peel can really help that. But most of the people I see are coming to me going, I've just started looking in the mirror recently and I feel old, and they do this and they pull their face up and, things feel like they're sagging, particularly if you're hitting that perimenopausal, menopausal point where you sort of feel like everything's starting to drop a little bit. If you've, some people have lost a lot of weight, and general aging and those kind of things. And even with things like, say, your problem skins, your acne, your rosaceas, there is no magic wand. None of these things are going to go away overnight. And so I can put packages and programs and plans into place that include some or all of the things that I think will work to do things. And it's always a stage thing as well. I said there are no magic wands. But quite often, one of the things that I will address first, so say someone comes to me and says, I'm looking really old and my skin's feeling saggy, I just don't look like I used to, I'm getting jowls, I'm getting lines and wrinkles, my skin feels dull, all of those things that are starting to happen to people when they come to me, I will firstly address skin condition and gut health. Now, you might not think that gut health is related to aging, but it absolutely is. Quite often, people will say to me, I was really poorly and I've come out the other side and my skin just looks so dull. Your body will sacrifice your skin while it's trying to fix other things. And one of those things it's often trying to fix is your gut health. So depending on what people are telling me, and particularly if there's, if we've got things like rosacea and acne, gut health is absolutely something to target at the same time. So gut health and skin barrier. So skin barrier, fairly easily fixed. Sometimes you have to get over a bit of a hump while you kind of, resolve those issues. But making your skin able to protect itself and function better is a really, really important thing. So I will go in with the right home care products. I will also look at what you're using. I might need to say, please don't use that, it's causing you problems. One of the biggest things is face wipes, packets of face wipes. They're horrible, they're full of nasties, they are nasty chemicals, and your skin will try and protect itself from nasty chemicals. So there is evidence that things like chemical sunscreens, face wipes, anything with lots of perfume and nasty preservatives and all that kind of thing can cause problems in the skin, including sensitivity, redness, even pigmentation, because your body produces pigmentation to protect itself. I see a lot of people with pigmentation around here where they've spent their life spraying perfume on it, for example. So the first thing is looking at what you're doing with your skin at the moment. It's adding the right things into your routine at home. It's about me watching and monitoring. So a program of skin treatments isn't right, this is what we're going to do for the next 12 months. What it's going to be is, this is a plan for the next 12 months, but we're going to be, each time you come in, we're going to assess what it is we're going to need. We are likely to do a combination of this treatment, that treatment. And so skin products, for example, I would start off by recommending a small group of products to fix that initial problem, which is invariably barrier function. So we get that first, and you can get a long way just by addressing that as an issue. So that's the first thing that I look at. Then we start to target things particularly. So things like pigmentation, that's another whole conversation, because if you're going to commit to treating pigmentation, it's quite a process, and you have to stick with it, and there's lots of treatments. I'm not going to go into too much into detail on these, but home care products, for example, there might be even toned Intelibrite for the pigment serums, vitamin C, crucial for pigmentation, really serious pigmentation, and for people who want to get rid of it more quickly and are prepared for a bit of downtime, we can prescribe a Bargee. Now that's not something I would do if you just want to take it slowly, aren't in a rush to get it treated, and don't want any downtime. But there are ways of doing things at different speeds. Whatever we do, it's a consistent thing, and you have to keep doing it. So for anti-aging, for example, I will almost certainly, once we've got past that initial, we need to get your skin barrier fixed. So the first 3 months of home care products might not have very much that looks very anti-aging. It might have that as well, but it will be hydration serums, retinols, so for skin barrier and for anti-aging. Sunscreens, crucial. Basically, I generally won't do much in the way of home care, of in-clinic treatments if you're not using a sunscreen, because it's so crucial to your skin health, to protect it, to prevent aging, and to slow down the damage that's been done. And then we might start to add, like I said, those more specific serums, your vitamin C's, your exfoliators. So things like, there's a difference between chemical and physical exfoliators, for example. I'm not a huge fan of physical exfoliators, but they can be useful. Chemical exfoliators are your acids, your lactic acid, glycolic acid, all of those kind of things that you will probably have heard of, and some you probably haven't. Retinol is retinoic acid, and it's really, really good at getting into the skin cells and supporting all of the functions of the skin. Not, like I said, none of these things happen overnight. It is a process. Start slow, we build people up, we tweak those things. So after the first 3 months, we review those things, right? Skin barrier is doing well, we've got you established on a retinol, right, let's add in something else. Or this one's run out, actually we're going to change that one for this one because your skin is now fixed in that respect. So we can take the calming products out and put you on something else, and those kind of things. It's about monitoring your skin. I was saying to somebody yesterday that some people comment that they feel that Alumier products are quite expensive. Other people don't. Other people think perhaps they appreciate them more straight away. But when you realise that they're very concentrated, but also you don't just get the product when you get Alumier products, you also get me. Now, I'm not blowing my own trumpet here, but I understand the products. I know what you need. I know how to adjust those as we go along. So what you get is my advice, my support to, if something isn't quite going according to plan. Had a client recently who had been overusing the retinol that's designed for neck and neck. She'd forgotten some of the information I'd told her. I tend to actually give it out as either a physical printout or as an email. And she got quite excited to use it and had used it twice a day from day one instead of only at night, because it's a retinol based cream. You only use it at night. And so she was using it twice a day instead of once a day, but also she started using it every day. Retinols, you always start slow, twice a week, nice and slow, and then you build up from there. So my job was to reel that in, that she actually reassure she hadn't had an allergic reaction to it and it hadn't caused eczema. It was just how we were using it, and I was able to take it back, start again, not take the product back, but take her back a step, let her skin settle down, gave her some products to take away with her, and then we were able to start again, and now she's able to start using that product again. So you get me as well as those products, and that way you're going to get a much better result. There's so many things out there, nobody knows how to, necessarily what to choose, how to use them, and that's what you get when you come and buy a decent product like that through a decent practitioner like me. Right, I'm going to take this first layer off. This one was only supposed to have 5-10 minutes, and that's what it's had. So we're talking about, how often you have treatments. In an ideal world, for anything really, I would be treating you monthly. A skin treatment every month would be an amazing benefit to your skin. It's consistent, but it's at a range of time that actually will benefit your skin the best. However, if you can't do that for whatever reason, and when I put my packages together, I take into account all sorts of life factors, diary management, financial constraints, what your skin needs as well, and all of those things are really important to me to help me build that package for you. So I will take all of that into account. I will make some recommendations. I would rather somebody came every other month for a year than came every month for 6 months and then stopped. You'll have a better result at the end of that year than if you did 3 to 6 months and then didn't do anything else. So if it's every other month, that's better than every month for a little while and then stopping. And the same with products. Have fewer products but use them consistently, rather than buying all of the products, not knowing how to use them, not using half of them, giving up on most of it, and and actually probably causing yourself some problems that are harder to fix because I don't know which products cause the problems. So start slow and progress through. So I'm just going to dry this off, and then I'm going to put the Glow Peel on. So Glow Peel is an amazing Alumier product that some of you who are watching will have had one of these before. I said they have actually discontinued this with Alumier now, and I was fortunate enough to nab quite a lot of it when I jumped in. When I found out, jumped in, got loads, because a lot of my clients have them quite regularly, and there was a few people who were very disappointed when they found out that it was going to run out. However, I've got some, so that's what we're going to do. So this is Glow Peel, and I'm going to decant a little bit. Glow Peel, some of the peels you can just kind of put all over your face. With Glow Peel, it's very, very important that it goes on as a single layer, so you can't overlap your brush strokes, for example. I'm going to show you what I mean. This is going to be difficult. I'm going to have to get a mirror here because I need to be careful what I do. I didn't bring it over. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to grab my mirror. I can see it over there. So I'll still be talking to you, but I'm going to have to go slightly to the side. So I'm going to get the drips off. So I'm going to start on my forehead. It's the least reactive place, so I need to be careful that I don't overlap these brush strokes. This is a lactic salicylic acid peel, and it also has resorcinol, which is a really active anti-aging product. This is really hard to do one-handed. So I did 1, 2. Glow Peel is the deepest of the peels. They have replaced it now with an alternative, but most of Alumier's peels are superficial, which means that they just penetrate the top layers of the skin. With Glow Peel, you can actually, with layering, get it to be a superficial to medium depth peel. So you can stimulate some shedding, and it can be a little bit more active for some people. It's really hard to do on yourself. I don't often do a Glow Peel on myself, but I wanted to do it because I've not had one for ages. I tend to respond quite strongly to this. You can layer the Glow Peel. I rarely get to do more than one layer because my skin just doesn't tolerate it. And you do this to tolerance level. You don't force people through. And generally speaking, I tend to go with just the one layer. I'm starting to feel this sort of starting to fizz. So bear with me, I have to concentrate on this. So each brush stroke is one layer, so I have to be careful not to overlap those brush strokes. I tend to go quite red. You might notice that I will go red quite quickly. Whew. Goes up your nose. This is a very thin layer of this. Whew. It really goes up your nose. I've had really, really good results with Glow Peel on things you wouldn't necessarily think, I'm eating it, would respond well. Things like rosacea respond really, really well to the Glow Peel. I get really good results with it. This is quite hard to do myself, so if anybody at Alumier reps are watching, please don't tell me off. I'm doing my best here. However, I think this is the first time I might be able to do a second layer, which is really unusual for me. So we'll see how it goes. I'm just going to put some under my chin as well. So the key thing after a Glow Peel is you can't get your face wet. So I can't get my face wet now for 6 to 8 hours, and no kind of heavy exercise. Sorry, I can't talk and concentrate at the same time. Right, so that is one layer of Glow Peel. One of the things I talk to people about when I'm doing Glow Peels is marking their response on a scale of 1 to 10. And if it goes over a certain level, then I won't do another layer. Actually, this does feel like it's going up, particularly on my neck, actually. It feels like it's really going up now. So I think we might be sticking with the one layer because I want to do a vitamin A layer as well. Now, I've been really fortunate by doing everything I have to my skin. My skin's actually quite good at the minute, and I'm really happy with the condition of my skin generally. But I'm conscious that if I don't keep it up, it will go backwards, and that brings me back to the consistency. So I'm just thinking about this Glow Peel. What's my mark out of 10? I think I'm at a 5 or 6, which is pretty much the limit for putting a second layer on. I think I could probably tolerate a second layer on my forehead, so I might do that in a second. I didn't do my nose, did I? Didn't do my nose. Let's do my nose and a second layer on my forehead, and I suspect that will be all I can tolerate then. Okay. And then, yeah, I'm going to put a second layer on my forehead. So consistency. What treatments can we do for consistency? So chemical peels are fabulous. They are generally my go-to. I couldn't live without peels. They're quite simple to do. There's very little in the way of downtime. Right, that's enough, I think. And results tend to be really, really good. They tend to be fairly controllable. I don't get a lot of surprises with people who are having peels, so they are quite a good one to start with. So, and they do give good and consistent results. The other two main kinds of treatment that I do are microneedling and skin tightening treatment. So microneedling, there's two different types. We've got skin pen, which is the sort of, it's proper microneedling, it's controllable depth, really good for acne scarring, excellent for collagen induction, so very good for older skins, deeper wrinkles. They give you a good belt of collagen induction, and but there is a little bit of downtime with the microneedling. Wow Fusion is another brilliant microneedling treatment. It's more of a stamping. So whereas microneedling is a pen that you move across the skin, microneedling, the Wow Fusion device is one depth. You have a 0.6 or a 1 mil device, and it has a combination of mesotherapy products in the device, and that's really brilliant for problem skins, rosacea. It's one of my go-to treatments for pigmentation as well, because one of the mesotherapies will tackle pigmentation, so that's really, really good. You can also use Wow Fusion for hair restoration as well, and I've had some good results with my husband on that. And then we've got the Geneo. I don't know if you can't really see any of the machinery here. So that that one, that's the Geneo, and that is exfoliating, oxygenation, and radiofrequency skin tightening. It also has an ultrasound function on it as well. It's probably the nicest of the treatments I do to actually have, and I've gone up to about an 8 now on my face. Geneo is brilliant if you've got, for example, an event coming up. So if you had a wedding or reunion, or you had a hot date or something like that, and you wanted a really good hit of something to make you feel brighter and tighter, Geneo all the way. It's a brilliant treatment, but also there is a real clinical activity if you have them regularly. The radio frequency really gives you a tightening. It kickstarts collagen induction, and you can add the radio frequency on quite often to other treatments. And so you start combining those treatments as well. You get the best of all of those things. Most of my bespoke subscriptions, and the need for subscriptions was born out of the need for consistency. And most of my subscriptions, to one degree or another, combine all or most of those treatments. They combine the Geneo, they combine peels, they combine microneedling, either the needling, the skin pen, or the Wow Fusion, because consistency is crucial. But you don't have, some people say, well, which treatment do I have? Well, all of them. You will get something from all of those treatments. Ultimately, everything that's out there, they are all trying to do the same thing. They're trying to increase your skin cell turnover. They are trying to stimulate new cell production. They are trying to stimulate collagen induction. They are trying to do things to lift, tighten, reduce wrinkles, hydrate, remove pigmentation. All of the treatments that you can get, however well marketed they are or not, are all aiming to do the same thing. Some are brilliant, which is why you know about them. Some are well marketed, which is why you know about them. But the important thing is to find somebody who knows enough about the treatments they offer to be able to recommend the right ones. So I love all of the treatments I do. They're all top of the market type treatments. I don't do cheap versions of those treatments, so I use Alumier Chemical Peels. The Geneo is a fantastic platform. I've had that for a while. I use it a lot. The Skin Pen is the best microneedling device on the market. The Wow Fusion is the best mesotherapy needling device on the market. I'm sure there are some brands who would tell you otherwise, but I will always go for the best. It's just like with my laser hair removal. I use Soprano Ice. It's the best platform out there. So because I want to get the results, there's no point me promising you something and then using something rubbish that isn't going to get you those results. So I will always do the best I can, give you the highest quality treatments and products that I can. I'm not the most expensive out there. I'm not the cheapest out there. But what I will do is I will be honest with you. I will help you build that process to help that consistency. It's difficult sometimes because people are constrained by finances and diary. So I build, in an ideal world, these are the things that we would do, and then we whittle it down. Sometimes it gets to a point where I might say, there's probably not a lot of point in doing this. I would rather you put that money into decent home care. If it depending on what we're trying to treat, if it's like, well, I'll only buy one product and I'm going to have that treatment. It's like, actually, don't have that treatment. You can get 2 products for the price of that one treatment, and that will get you a lot further. So I will always recommend the right things that fit that, you know, your requirements, your needs, your restrictions, whatever it is that you want to do. And equally, you know, I won't throw everything at you. If you say, you know, money's no object, diary's no object, I'm not just going to throw things at you for the sake of it. I will still build you a sensible, robust plan. And, you know, if money and diary is no object, then happy days. Well, you can have everything that you want, but it will still be appropriate to your needs and goals. You know, what you want to achieve is the first thing we have to look at. I'm not going to recommend things if it's not something that you're bothered about. I will never make you feel bad about yourself, for example. So consistency, whether it is one treatment every 3 months and a few nice home care products, you will still make progress. You will still benefit from that. And if consistency is the whole range of Alumier and a treatment once a week with, you know, sort of one heavy duty treatment a month and then maybe an LED or a mask treatment every week, happy days. And then your injectables around that as well. So things like, you know, botox. There's well, some people do get benefit from this, but generally speaking, with botox, for example, there's, you know, I tend to say to people, if you've not had it before, have it regularly, and when regularly, I mean every 12 to 14 weeks, for the first 12 to 18 months. Excuse me. We want to get the muscles that we're fighting, which is usually these ones and these ones. I'm really overdue for my Botox, by the way, so you'll have to excuse my wrinkles. Although, to be fair, then I don't have anything major when I'm at rest, so this is a result of consistency, basically. So yeah, every 12 to 14 weeks for the first year to year and a half, to really give a chance to stop those muscles being as strong as they are and causing those wrinkles. After that, a lot of people do find that they can start to step it back to reduce the amount of times, so they can go to maybe 4 monthly for Botox instead of, you know, 3 monthly, for example. And some people can even extend it further away than that, because those muscles have just relaxed right down. They're not fighting as much. They're not working so hard. So they're not keeping strong like they were. They're not getting strong again, because you're not allowing them to come back to full strength each time. So again, Botox has a consistency element to it. Things like skin boosters and profhilo have a consistency element to it. If you've already got really good skin condition, some people find they don't physically see the results from the profhilo in the same way that somebody who's got really poor skin condition has, but over time they will absolutely be getting the benefits from that, because it will be working in their skin. But you know, if someone's got really dry, dehydrated skin and you give them a whack of skin booster, they're going to see a huge difference more or less overnight. If somebody's already, you know, working really hard on their skin and got really good skin condition, those skin boosters will be supporting that and will help massively long term, but you're not going to get the huge change that you're going to get in somebody who's got poor skin condition. But it's still part of that consistency package. And one of the things I've noticed since I really started realizing how important that the consistency is, my subscription packages have just gone this year. Have got so many people on subscriptions now, because because everything's really expensive at the minute. I haven't put my prices up yet for quite some time. I will be doing later in the year. Getting on a subscription package now locks your prices in for up to 18 months. So you can do a 6-month, 12-month or 18-month package. Those prices won't change until my prices go up. So if you did a 6-month package, when you come out the other side, you'll be going on to the new pricing. You could stick the prices I've got now for the next 18 months. Does that make sense? So, but it also means you can spread the payments out. So where everything's pretty hideous at the minute, you can just tick that over, make a much smaller payment every month rather than having to find a big chunk. So we can tie in, you know, probably the biggest package that I've got going at the minute is Botox every 3 months, profhilo every 4 to 6 months, a skin treatment every month, and and those skin treatments are rotating through Wow Fusion, Geneo, and chemical peels. And then as a result of that, so all of those things we've made into a package, we take a 20% up front, and then we do a monthly payment as we go along. So it spreads it out throughout the time that you're having that over, and whether that's 12 or 18 months. And then you get some free products, you get free LED treatments doing that, and like I said, you keep the pricing until the end of that contract as well. And there will be incentives for people to resubscribe at the end of that, and, you know, sort of holding back on those prices a little bit at the end of those 12 and 18 months. So it works for you, it works for your skin. So the subscriptions really support this need for consistency. Right, so I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about the Glow Peel now. My skin is still probably at about a 3 out of 10. My neck is really, I can really feel my neck's really spicy. Normally so I'm not going to be doing anything for a little bit. I have got a client at past. I started this later than I was planning to. So if I have to jump up to answer the door in a second, that'll be why. But I'm hoping that this will have come down enough in the next minute or two to finish and put the finishing products on. So you can see I'm a little bit pink. The lights here is terrible, so you can't really see. Have I got? I don't know if that's dirty. Oh, I've just made that worse, haven't I? Hold on. Let's clean my camera. Excuse me. Is that a bit better? I think it is a little bit. Put the mini light on. Oh, I think that is a little bit better now, isn't it? So you can see I'm quite pink across my cheeks, and you can probably, there is actually a line here where I have treated my neck as well. I'm not going to do very much else with that. It still feels quite spicy. See, I put the second layer on my forehead. Didn't need it on my face. This is still quite hot here. Nose feels okay. Around the edges of my jaw feels okay, and here. But Glow Peel's great. So if you wanted just to do a peel, I wouldn't start you on a Glow Peel. I would start you on a Radiant Peel, and they're still really lovely. They're still very active. But this is, I would want to get your skin sort of prepped a little bit more before I went straight in for a Glow Peel. So I hope that's been useful. I'm going to finish this off shortly. But consistency is really, really important. And even if that is just home care products, I say to all my clients, I'm still not very good at night. My nighttime routine is pretty poor, if I'm honest. I have to have a word with myself to make myself do it properly at night. So that's something where I fail. But my morning routine is very good. It's very consistent. It's very strict, and my skin is immeasurably better than it was 6-7 years ago before I started using Alumier and doing skin treatments and things like that. So if you've not had a treatment before and you're not sure what to do, there is a consultation option it's £125, and it includes both the consultation and a little skin treatment. So it would be a bit like the first layer I did of this, so that combination mask, it would be something like that. And it gives me an opportunity to have a really good look at your skin, get hands onto your skin, dig in a little bit deeper to find out what's going on, what your skin concerns are, what your goals are, and what you want to do. Some people come in going, I absolutely do not want fillers and Botox. And this was kind of what started this live today, because having had the chat with her, she can't have some fillers anyway because she's allergic to bee stings. Now, for those of you who don't know, the fillers aren't the problem if you're allergic to bee stings, it's the dissolving agent. So if you were to have your fillers dissolved in an emergency, you would have to have it done in hospital if you're allergic to bee stings, because it causes the same reaction as bee stings. So I can't inject anybody with fillers who is allergic to bee stings. So she's allergic to wasp stings, so we're taking the same level of precaution on that. So she really doesn't want to have Botox. After a bad experience a few years ago, we are discussing that, and that may change in time. So, but she's still really concerned about lines and wrinkles and the condition of her skin, and that, you know, as we all get to that general aging, looking in the mirror, oh my God, you know, I didn't used to look like this, the sort of sagging, the deep lines, those kind of things. And the only way, without the support of injectables, the only way we're going to make the results that get the results that she wants is by being really consistent with treatments. And that is religiously doing one a month or more, ideally, getting her home care products absolutely, you know, nailed down and consistent every day, every morning, every night. And those changes aren't going to happen overnight. She'll see some changes in, you know, in general skin condition and health and things like that. That will happen fairly quickly. But the longer term is when she's going to see those results. She's going to see results in 12 months, 18 months, 2 years. You know, the next big birthday she has, her skin's going to look amazing if she sticks with that. But the only way to make those changes is consistency. So that's what sort of, you know, that's what prompted me to do this live. I said, and the need to do a skin treatment myself. I think it's feeling okay now. So I was going to put some vitamin A on this. This might spark me off again. So vitamin A booster is it's effectively a deep retinol treatment. Retinol is derived from vitamin A, and it's quite pokey. I'm just gonna get some out. Ooh, that's plenty. They're bright yellow. I've got loads there. Don't need that much. However, nice thin layer, because this is going to make my glow peel flash up again. Oh, I'm going to have to use the mirror again, aren't I? So I'm going to be looking down here because I'm propping it up now. So yeah, vitamin A booster layer. Again, you can have this on its own. I tend not to do that. This tends to be an additional layer. I am quite pink now. When my client comes in, they're going to wonder what I've been doing. I've got crazy eyebrows. Anybody got any answers for crazy eyebrows? So I'm just going to put a layer of this on. Nice thin layer with vitamin A. Don't want to overdo it. So I may or may not shed with this. I will let you know. I will take some products home with me. So for the next few days, the only things I'm going to use on my skin are Sense Calm Cleanser, Recovery Balm, which if anybody's ever used it is delish, and sunscreen, because that's all it needs. And after a couple of days, I'll probably use some Ultimate Boost again as well, because that's my favourite serum. I've definitely got too much in my hand. I've actually dripped it. I did a post a few months ago about, I always put all my products at home on the back of my hand, and as a result the skin on the back of my hand, that hand, is better than the skin on the back of that hand, because I never put it on that hand. And that's a really good indicator of consistency, because every day, every morning and every night that I do my skin, I pump all my products onto the back of that hand, and you can tell, because the skin's so much better there than it is on the other hand. So that in itself is a demonstration of if you do the same thing every single day, you get a result. Right, that's actually getting quite spicy on the back of my hand now. Oh, I hate wasting product. So, bit of a layer of vitamin A. This is quite spicy now. I match my hair, look. I'm going down, have my hair done tomorrow, so be re-pinked. I think it's because I'm quite bright though. I met a fellow clinician yesterday and she said, I've met you before, I recognise you. It just turns out that I'm so bright she spotted me on social media. So, okay, so that's done. Give that a second just to settle down. That's a glow peel with a enzyme peel and aqua infusion mask, first layer. Glow peel, I did one layer on my face and the second layer on my forehead. I couldn't tolerate any more than that. And then the third layer was vitamin A. This is one of our higher level peels. It's quite assertive. It's not uncomfortable, but it is, you know you're having it done. I'm not too bad at the minute. My face isn't going to fall off. I may get a bit of shedding. I've not done one of these for a while, so it is very possible, excuse me, it is very possible that I will get a little bit of shedding after this, and I will come back and show you if that is the case. And I did my neck as well, but all I've put on there is the one layer of glow peel. Next is much more sensitive. I don't want to overcook that. So I just put the one layer on my neck, and you can still see that there's literally a red line there, so it is quite red. Once this vitamin A has settled down, I've literally got 5 minutes before my client gets here. I'm hoping she's not early today. And I'm going to put some recovery balm on. No, I'm not. Not yet, I'm not. It's going to come in a minute. Brightening accelerator first of all. This is a lovely brightening. So basically anything that goes on my skin now is going to be sort of sucked in. My skin's really kind of active and wants to take in all these ingredients now. So brightening accelerator, it's a peptide based brightening serum, very anti-aging, really nice product. And that's the next layer that goes on top of here. So I'm just going to pop this on quickly before my client arrives. I always cut this a bit fine, don't I? But so I can't get this wet now. I have to be really careful to keep my skin dry. It'll be for the rest of the night now. It'll be alright in the morning, I can wash it in the morning. Glow Peel is a self-neutralising peel, and what that means is it doesn't need a neutraliser, whereas our radiant peels get neutralised, and that could come down here as well. Radiant peels get neutralised, Glow Peels self-neutralise, but because they're water-based, if you get them wet again shortly after doing it, will reactivate it. So you can end up with not quite another full peel, but you know, it does reactivate the result a bit. This is Recovery Balm. And Recovery Balm is delish. It's soothing, cooling, anti-inflammatory, and this is one of the products I'm going to be using for the next few days. It's really nice. And actually, normally I would put sunscreen on now, but because by the time I leave here, I've got no windows in this room. By the time I leave here, it will be dark outside because I'm not leaving till about 7. Then there's no point me putting sunscreen on. I'm not taking anything. I'm not touching this tonight. If I was going to be going out in the daylight, I absolutely would be. But because I'm not going to be, and I'm going to be leaving straight here and going home, and I won't be going in the light, I can leave the sunscreen off now. And then I will probably feel this. I can feel my skin's had something done, and it will feel lively for the next day or so. But that's good. It's a nice, fresh, zingy kind of clean feeling, bit tingly. That will settle over the next hour or so. And when I wake up tomorrow morning, it shouldn't feel too bizarre. I'm going to take that off now. So that is a nice, for those of you who haven't seen me do a peel before, hopefully that's been of interest. And think about that consistency thing. So if anybody's got any questions, ping me a message, and I can have a chat with you. So it all starts with a consultation. Consultation, half an hour of my time is £30, and that gives us a chance to have a chat about your skin, have a look at your skin, look at what you're already using, make recommendations on products. There's no pressure to buy on the day. You can buy some products from me, I've got them on the shelf, but I also send you the link so you can get them online as well. So just ping me a message, we can have a chat and build you that that plan for the next 12 years. That would be nice. I can do 12 years, that would be fine. But 12 to 18 months will do for now. For those of you who haven't been seeing me before, we are Lichfield based. There is a consultation option that does include a treatment as well. So it's £30 for half an hour of my time, or £125, and that includes a mask treatment and samples of products and things like that if we've got them and we want to trial someone new. And hopefully that'll be useful. So I'll come back. If I do get any shedding, I'll come and show you. But hopefully that's been useful. I will see you again soon. Ping me a message and I will catch up with you very soon. Have a great evening and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.